Hello! And I'm not a good whistler either, for that matter. Thanks everyone for coming tonight. We're getting a little bit of a late start. Seems to happen too often. But I'm really happy to have everybody here. We're going to have a wonderful speaker tonight and great sponsors as well. Let me tell you a little about myself. My name is Angela Morgan. I've been in Vero for like 25 years now, since a long time. And well, I moved here from Atlanta, and I love the area. But the reason why I started Women, Wine, and Wellness was to bring a community of women together who enjoy learning about health and wellness. You cannot replace good health. There's nothing you can do to replace good health. All the money in the world does not replace good health, right? So we want to take extra good care of ourselves. And that's why I started this. It's like, okay, this month we have a speaker who teach us about eating plant-based food. Next month it'll be something else, and we have, I'm not sure, did my speaker come tonight for next month? I'm not sure. But we have a speaker for next month lined up as well. Oh, that's you, Shelley, that's right. She's from thermography. That's right. Yeah, she's got her mouth full. So we have a speaker lined up for next month as well. We do this once a month here at Harvard Chase. And we always have a really nice time. So I hope you ladies will enjoy yourselves. I'm a personal trainer and a post-rehab conditioning specialist. I've been in this business for 20 years. And I also work with the Women, Wine, and Wellness. And I also am a distributor for Zalise Ultracell CBD hemp oil. So if anyone here is interested in that, please let me know. I'd be happy to get with you and discuss that. Hemp oil has wonderful properties, and I can give you testimony on that, as probably a few people here could. Otherwise, let me tell you a little bit about what's going on here tonight. We have some sponsors. We're going to get up and give a couple of minutes of presentation, and then we're going to have a speaker. So, without further ado, let me welcome Carolyn Kleinpeter.
Hi, I'm Carolyn Kleinpeter, and I have to refer to my notes because I am not as well-versed as Angela. So about, I would say, 3 years ago, I moved here to look into natural health remedies and to detox. So in February of this year, a friend of mine sent me a video which was of the Little Yellow Pill, and that Little Yellow Pill is from LifeVantage Corp. LifeVantage Corp is a science-based company focusing on oxidative stress solutions, which relates to cardiovascular, central nervous system, inflammatory, and metabolic diseases, as well as other health-related disorders. The company was founded as a biotech company in June of 1988, and it is headquartered in Sandy, Utah. Basically, the Little Yellow Pill, or Protandim, is a natural plant-based NRF2 activator. NRF2 is a protein messenger contained in every cell of the body that sends information to the cell's DNA. When NRF2 is activated, it enters the nucleus and it turns on several hundred of the 25,000 genes in that cell. And the genes that it turns on is collectively known as survival genes. These genes enable the cell to survive in the face of several different kinds of stress, especially oxidative stress, which occurs when free radicals and other oxidants overwhelm the body's antioxidant enzymes. So basically, your body is making its own antioxidants with a natural product. Where does oxidative stress and free radicals come from? Most of you know it's from our environment, the foods we eat, and as we age, that happens naturally. So free radicals can damage your DNA. So my mission today is to bring awareness to all of you here and actually in the world that you can become the best version of yourself by biohacking your body with an all plant-based natural product and with nutrigenomics, which is perfect to lead into our main sponsor here. Thank you.
I'd also like to welcome Esther Chen. Esther produces amazing handmade pasta. Come up and tell us about it.
Hi, I'm Esther, and I sell fresh handmade pasta with only the best ingredients. the flour that I use are imported from Italy, and I only use organic eggs and homegrown herbs. Homegrown herbs, yes. I have egg-based and vegan option too, and I have and the vegetables, and I infuse them with vegetables like I beet, carrots, and also herbs like cilantro, basil, and oregano. Yes, yes, yeah. So yeah, if you and I truly believe that if you like whatever you eat, really it really shows out. Like it's you need to eat healthy so that you can just be the best version of yourself. And I want to be a part of like all your health, and it's hopefully and if you live to eat, please come talk to me after.
Your photos are amazing, and I'm sure the pasta is probably more amazing than the beautiful pictures.
Thank you. It's it's just quality, It's just have to. I believe in having quality, eating quality food instead of just regular, like box pasta. You can really taste the difference. You can taste the freshness in it, and just give it a try. It's
how would we try your pasta if we wanted to try it? Where
so
do
just
you
so right now you can look up my website at on Facebook. It's Garden of Esther. Yes, and
So
you can
it's
just contact.
facebook.com/Garden of Esther.
Yes, facebook.com/Garden of Esther.
Card.
I will have a website soon. Don't worry, and you can order from there. But I'm also planning on being at the farmers market soon. Yeah, it's but it's in the process. And but for right now, just come talk to me, or you have my business card on the table. Just you can look, and like you said, you can look at the pictures that I have on Facebook too.
Pasta's amazing.
Dumplings? Not yet.
That's Tony, that's what I was talking to.
Yeah, not yet. I will get there. Let's start with fresh pasta first. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So again, I'm Angela Morgan. Thanks again. We still have another sponsor. Donna Marie Vernon, come on up. And then we have Warren in the back. We'll talk to him afterward. If he'll come up.
He doesn't look like a woman.
The only one who could possibly get so lucky.
You guys.
Well, he's spoken
But he's
for.
married, so
Yeah, he's spoken for. Hi there, y'all. I don't know why I'm doing y'all. I'm not Southern.
I was going to say, Donna, wow.
I'm Donna Marie Vernon, and I am the owner of the spa downtown, located in Vero Beach. And I am also the founder of the Treasure Coast Plant-Based Foodies Facebook group and now website. And I started that group last year. And the reason was because as a vegan, I was having a heck of a time finding great dining experiences that catered to vegan and plant-based diners that were really nice. I love fine dining. Wasn't happening. So we started to get people interested in the possibility of making it more the norm in going out in restaurants. Kind of wrapped up because I got tired of pushing that boulder uphill. But luckily, not too long ago, this wonderful dynamic young man named Scott Bristow, who is the morning talk show host on WWW8, went vegan about 6 months ago and lost like 22 pounds, and he plugged into the site, and since he lives out of town, he has to go and eat out. And I went, oh my God, Scott, you got to do restaurant reviews. And Scott said, oh, can I do video blog? And I said, oh my God, yes, now I have to get you a website. So it all started, picking up momentum from there. Miss Jane is also an admin on that site because she has got the ways to be able to help you transition into plant-based, and she's been doing it for so very long. She's even written a book or two on it. So Jane,
Yes.
Can you come out and play with me?
All right, in the back we have Warren Von Kruk, who is videotaping this for us this evening. Thank you, Warren. He's with Treasure.
Dirty conversations.
He owns Treasure Coast web stream, and he's available for videotaping events and exciting things in your lives, right? Back here we have Marta Wallace, who works here at Harbor Chase. She's our bartender, and she helps set all this up, and she's my contact. Marta, say hi.
Thank
And you can always get a tour here. Marta's happy to do that. Anyone wants to come?
very happy.
She's so happy. Ecstatically happy. So yes, everyone please consider that. I'm now going to be introducing our speaker. So let me grab my little bio on her. Got to put the glasses on for this. So tonight we have Jane McAllister. She combines over 20 years of business travel with her passion for teaching long-lasting healthy habits to frequent travelers. A former travel magazine publisher turned certified integrative nutrition health coach, classical Pilates instructor, and transformational method coach, Jane offers individual and group wellness programs for busy travelers worldwide. She is the director of the Business Travel Wellness Conference, creator of DineOutLoseWeight.com, and an ambassador for MaidenVoyage.com, the global networking site for female business travelers. Jane graduated from Cambridge University and the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. She regularly shares her insights on television for networks such as ABC and Fox News. Jane resides between Florida and Northern England and travels as much as possible. Her motto is that she'll go anywhere once. Welcome, Jane! Thank you.
So who's been to one of my presentations before? Not you, Michael. Good. All right. So you don't know that I have this real penchant for pop quizzes. But I'm going to give prizes. So when I ask you a question, please don't shout out the answer, because then we'll have a brawl over who gets the prizes, because I've got some really neat prizes tonight. So pop quiz number 1. What are the 2 most popular vegetables in the United States?
Green beans.
You first.
Potatoes.
I would say corn and potatoes.
Corn and broccoli. Peas and carrots.
Soybeans.
Broccoli, spinach.
No. Yes, Jack.
Potatoes and carrots.
No.
I know that's broccoli and carrots.
No.
French fries and ketchup.
I said no shouting. Pardon?
Potatoes and onion?
No.
Potatoes and corn.
No, you're getting close. Potatoes and... But raise your hand. Stop it, Michael.
It's not GMO corn.
No.
Potato and tomato?
Yes.
Potatoes are fruit.
All right.
Tomatoes are fruits.
I know. But tell that to the people who sit in cubicles and do research all day long. So, all right. Yeah, unfortunately it's true. Potatoes account for about 50% of vegetable consumption, actually 30% of vegetable consumption in the US, and 2/3 of that is in the format of French fries. It's scary. And tomatoes count for 22%, and about 67% of that is in the form of sauces and ketchup and things that have got sugar added to them. So ketchup has 4 grams of sugar per tablespoon, and most people put about 5 tablespoons on whatever they're eating as an average serving. All right. So clearly a very sad picture, and especially when it comes to children, because they're being introduced to that kind of eating at an early age by the bad example they're being given by their elders. So the reason that we're here today is to say, yes, Grandma was absolutely right. You do need to eat more vegetables. We all need to eat more vegetables. And whether you're here because you want to transition to a more plant-based diet for health, maybe you just want to see more vegetables on your plate, maybe it's because you have environmental concerns, maybe it's because you are worried about animal welfare, whatever it is, we're going to touch on some of the reasons, and there are many, and they're all very personal. They are very personal. Everybody has their own reason for wanting to eat more plants. But let's have some fun with that. I promise there will be more pop quizzes. So, why adopt a plant-based diet? Well, number one reason for so many people is health. There's a lot, and I could take each one of these reasons and give a talk on it, but obviously we have some time constraints today, so I'm going to move rather quickly through this. But health, there are peer-reviewed articles that prove that eating a plant-based diet is infinitely better for your longevity and for your overall health. Plant foods tend to be more alkaline. Animal foods are very acidic. Maybe I'll throw in another pop quiz. So, what does acidity in the body lead to? Yes, Angela, you were fast.
Cancer.
Before that, who said it? Somebody just said inflammation.
They called it out and I raised my hand.
Okay, you can have an avocado anyway. And she said, yeah.
Wait with anything.
I just don't want any fighting. Okay. Especially not after alcohol. And I'm going to ask that we do questions at the end if that's, are you okay with that, Kathy?
Oh, did they get the answer already?
Yes, inflammation.
What was the answer?
Inflammation. So an acidic, the body in an acidic state leads to inflammation. Inflammation leads to over 100 different diseases. So we want to try and eat more alkaline. And it isn't just food that makes us acidic. It's our environment, it's stress, and it's stress. Those all contribute to it as well. So I'm really proud of myself for just throwing in that pop quiz. I
like those.
I do too. Energy is another big reason for eating plants. I mean, we used to get up with the rising of the sun and go to bed with it setting. We don't do that anymore. We have a 24-hour society now. Everything's available all day, all night long. So we're constantly pushing ourselves, not sleeping enough, working too hard. And actually, another factor that contributes to our lack of energy is our diet. We spend between 5 and 15% of the calories that we ingest actually go towards digesting our meals. And that's the largest portion of calories that we attribute to any one function. So the nice thing about plant-based foods is that they move through our system more quickly, they digest more easily, they don't take any prisoners because they're full of fiber, whereas your average meal, your meat and potatoes type meal, takes 40, because I know the rest of you have got an accent, I haven't, 40 hours to digest. Pop quiz time! All right, I like this one. And remember, show of hands, no shouting. How many hours does it take for your typical Christmas or Thanksgiving meal to digest? Do you really want to know, Ginny?
40 hours.
No, your typical average meal is 40 hours.
Oh.
Yes, ma'am.
36.
No.
I could say 68.
No.
82.
No.
72.
Yes.
Nailed
All right, Sarah. 72 hours. And you know what that does? What that does is that food festers in your digestive system at a temperature of 98.6 degrees, leaving loads of lovely toxic residue. Nobody look at your plate. Okay. Nutrition is another reason, of course. Plants come with their own built-in protection in the form of antioxidants and in the form of phytonutrients. when we eat those foods, our bodies take on the protection that the foods give us. And I always like to quote Hippocrates. We know that, let food be that medicine. We just tend not to. All right, nutrition. Weight loss. Weight loss. A lot of people, when they switch to a more plant-based diet, do lose weight. I know that Donna already quoted Scott because he lost 22 pounds in 6 weeks. But he's a guy and he's 10 feet tall. But most people will see an adjustment in their weight by, crowding out some of the unhealthier stuff and replacing it with vegetables. Not everyone does. Some people do put on weight. There is such a thing as a junk food vegetarian or a junk food vegan, and I'll get into that in a little while.
Yes, clue me in on that one.
Well, you're the junk food. You're just junk food everything, Warren. All right. Better skin, and I like this one. Giving up dairy usually has a profound impact on the way that your skin looks. If I were going to recommend that you do one thing after tonight to make changes to your diet, I would seriously look at dairy. Definitely milk. We don't even serve it in our restaurant. Michael and I have Cilantro, the restaurant at McKee Botanical Garden, and I only stock almond milk. And quite often parents kind of glare at me, but I just sort of brush over it and say, but has the child tried almond milk? There are so many studies out there from the Harvard nurses study that has been going on, since the 1970s? Yeah, that link dairy consumption to cancer. I don't even understand why people would give it to their children. This is the one time I get on my soapbox. It's about dairy. But the nice thing is you give it up, you get that, you'll see improvements in the quality of your skin immediately, almost immediately. Care for animals. I know that a lion isn't going to sit around and have some kind of ethical dialogue with itself when it's hungry and it's deciding whether or not to eat me. I get that. But the difference between me and a lion when we're hungry is that I can make choices, you can make choices. And I live with someone who likes to hunt for his food. He makes that choice. Actually, he's been arrested 3 times at Publix for shooting bow and arrow at frozen ducks. Some joke. Sorry, can't resist. But the bottom line, I know that I'm making light of it, but the bottom line is, any way you look at it, factory farmed animals are not kept in good conditions. They are kept in deplorable conditions. And there is no getting around that. You can sugarcoat it as much as you want. We could do a whole talk on that. Maybe one day Angela will have someone come in and speak about that. Otherwise, you can watch Peter videos. There's plenty of them on YouTube. All right, moving right along. The environment. This is another important one. So, what's the word I'm looking for? Wait till you get to my age.
The environment.
Yeah. Fossil fuel. That's it, Jane. Got it. So beef production uses 10 times more fossil fuel than transportation. That's more than any of the trucks that we see on the road. And yeah, we operate a restaurant. Right now everybody's obsessing about straws, with good reason. So hear me out here. But what you have to do is kind of look at the bigger picture. We can't just focus on one thing. And for the record, our straws are made of corn at Cilantro. But when we still had the plastic ones as we were trying to figure out how to get rid of them, people would come in and say, well, it's awful, I can't believe you have straws. And I'm like, well, did you ride your bike here? Did you drive an SUV? Do you live in a big house? If so, has it got solar heating? We've got to look at the whole picture when it comes to saving the earth. and we chip away at what we can. But certainly, cutting back on beef consumption is absolutely huge. I've got this lovely quote. I just recently read a terrifying article in the New Yorker magazine. I don't know if anyone else saw it, about global warming, and it's basically everything that we're not being told. It was backed by scientists. Very scary. Basically said actually that within 100 years, Bangladesh and Miami won't exist. And that's just by the climate increasing by 1 or 2 or 3 degrees. I mean, it really is scary. But sorry to be a downer, but this is a really cute quote from that same article, which I urge you to read. It takes 16 calories of grain to produce just a single calorie of hamburger meat, butchered from a cow that spent its life polluting the climate with methane farts. I thought that was cute. I'm really easily amused. I'm really easily amused. And I'll sit there and laugh at my own jokes for hours, right? All right. Ignore the naysayers, because you know there will be some. There will be some. If you switch to a more plant-based diet, you will get healthier. You may lose weight. You may find that you have a more positive frame of mind, and people will hate it. And what are they going to say? Well, first of all, you'll be told that you don't get enough protein on a plant-based diet, right? Can everybody see this? Really? Oh, I've got another pop quiz. Yeah, in 50 seconds. Oh, actually, I've got 2. All right. So the first one, and this. All right. So gorillas are really close relatives of ours. Spot the likeness. How many pounds of leafy greens does a gorilla eat in a day?
Twice as weight.
No, show of hands, yes ma'am.
25.
No.
40.
No.
68.
No. Ginny?
100.
No. No. Getting closer.
Oh.
Yes.
500?
No. Yes.
What?
And you get a guest pass to the Keep Botanical Garden. How many pounds of lettuce does the average American